Hey guys, Jason with Starkey Products here. Today I'll be installing our lower valence fog light kit on this 2013 Project V6. Many 2013 and 14 V6 Mustang owners with a base or premium model have been disappointed with the fact that their car came without fog lights from the factory. Starkey's developed a high-quality turnkey kit which includes all necessary components and features a 5-year warranty. Before we get started, let's take a look at what's included with the kit as well as the tools you'll need to install it.
Included with the kit are bezels, fog light mounting brackets, projector fog lights with bulbs, a parts bag with all necessary hardware, the Ford headlight fog light switch with auto headlamps position, the Starkey wiring harness which is designed to work with the factory electrical system, and a complete instruction manual. To install the 3502 lower valence fog light kit, you'll need the following: a Phillips head and flathead screwdriver, a small razor and knife, a ratchet wrench and socket set or adjustable wrench, and finally a Torx T10 driver. Although not required, a drill and socket adapter as well as a set of jack stands or ramps will help speed up the installation.
Raise the front end of the car, engage the emergency brake, and open the hood. Now disconnect the negative battery cable from the car battery using an 8mm socket. Remove the splash shield to gain access to the fog light mounting points. The splash shield is held on by 17 screws total. 6 are located near the nose of the car and require an 8mm socket. The remaining 11 can be removed using a 7mm socket. Now, pull the panel backward and downward gently to remove it. Set aside the screws and panel for reattachment later. Remove the factory bezels in the bumper. 5 body-colored tabs hold on each bezel. Each tab must be depressed one at a time as you pull the bezel off. It's best to start from the top and work your way down. Some force may be necessary to remove each bezel. Install the new fog light bezel. Make sure that all of the body color tabs lock into place. The new bezels require 4 screws to support the weight of the fog light. Screws can be tightened with a 7mm socket. Remember not to over-tighten the screws. The fog lights come pre-installed in mounting brackets. The brackets should slide onto the alignment pins located on the bezels, like so. Then, use 4 screws to secure the bracket. Be sure you don't over-tighten those screws.
The next thing we're going to do is remove this plastic radiator cover with a flathead screwdriver. Plastic push pins are used to hold it on. Now let's get the fog lights wired up. Starkey doesn't use any generic or one-size-fits-all wiring harnesses with any of the products or fog light kits that we sell. This means that our engineers have specifically designed this wiring harness in-house to fit the 2013 and 14 Mustangs. The first thing you're going to want to do is locate the two relays on one end of the harness. These are going to mount next to the fuse box under the hood.
Connect this orange wire to the plus 12 volt power source coming into the fuse box. To do that, you'll need a 10mm socket. Attach the ground wire to this 10mm bolt. After you've attached this ground bolt, you can route the fog lamp connector for the passenger side down to the lamp and plug it in.
Route the remainder of the wiring harness over the radiator and up the driver's side fender. The driver's side fog light connection can drop down right behind the headlight and be plugged into the fog light.
To route the wiring into the passenger compartment on a V6, use a small razor or knife to cut a slit in the black rubber grommet, like so. This grommet is located about 4 inches to the right of the brake booster on the driver's side. Gently push the black, red, and blue wires from the wiring harness through the hole. If you have a Boss 302 or GT, see our instruction manual for alternate steps.
The wiring that you pass through the firewall is going to come out about 14 inches above the brake pedal, and you'll be able to pull it through the rest of the way. Once you've done that, we need to get this headlight switch panel out so we can finish the wiring. To do that, we need to first loosen this panel where your knees sometimes touch, but we don't have to remove it. All we need to do is pry back this corner about a ½ inch so that we can gain access to a screw we need to remove. You'll need a flathead screwdriver wrapped in a rag so you don't scratch the plastic.
Once you see the screw, use a 7mm socket or other tool to remove it. Use a flathead screwdriver wrapped in a rag to remove the switch panel. Pry up on the top left corner of the panel to remove it from the dash. Then unplug the headlight and dimmer switch wiring. You will hear the interior chime come on. This is completely normal and will stop when a new switch is plugged in. Felt electrical tape is wrapped around the bundle of wiring that plugs into the switch. Carefully pull back a few inches so you have better access to individual wires. Pull the wire bundle through the hole vacated by the switch panel. Now we can connect the red and blue wire to the headlight switch wiring using the supplied wire taps. Slide the gray wire with purple stripe onto the wire tap. Squeeze down on the wire tap, making sure it snaps closed. Repeat the process on the brown wire with yellow stripe. Now, plug the red wire into the brown and yellow wires tab. Then, plug the blue wire into the gray and purple wires tab. Removing the switch from the panel is not difficult. Simply depress the tabs here, here, and here to unclip it from the panel. The new switch included with the kit drops right into the panel.
After connecting the red and blue wire to the headlight switch wiring, we need to run this black wire behind the dash and over to the passenger side fuse panel.
There is a small gap behind the center console that we can route the black wire through. Attaching the wire to a bent clothes hanger or something similar will make it easier to accomplish. Remove the passenger side fuse box cover to gain access to the wire we need to tap into. Now we need to tap into the solid white wire coming out of the connector toward the top left of the fuse box. Take your time during this part of the installation as it can be tricky. We have already tapped the wire so that you can easily see it. Plug the black wire into the wire tap and secure the wire out of the way with the supplied zip ties.
Now let's test the system for proper function. The first thing you'll want to do is reinstall the negative battery cable into the hood. Then turn your key to the on position and pull the fog light switch out to test the fog lights. Once you've done that, you can secure the wiring harness with the supplied zip ties, paying close attention to the wiring in the passenger compartment where safety is a concern. Finally, reinstall the headlight switch panel, the splash guard, and the rock guard to finish the installation. We finished installation of the lower valence fog light kit on this V6. The installation will take about 2 to 3 hours total. Please review the instruction manual in its entirety before attempting installation. Thanks guys.